In March 2023 in Pakistan, a group of armed robbers stormed a battery store and moved directly toward the cashier, threatening staff while grabbing money. Their plan appeared organized and fast, designed to overwhelm workers before help could arrive. As the robbers attempted to exit the store, an armed official positioned behind a closed door reacted suddenly, forcing the suspects to flee in panic. The robbery was stopped, but the confrontation created extreme danger for everyone inside and nearby. Incidents like this highlight how volatile robberies inside commercial spaces can be. Gunfire, even brief, puts customers, workers, and responders at serious risk. Security experts emphasize prevention over confrontation. Layered security, silent alarms, controlled entry points, cameras, and rapid coordination with law enforcement are far safer than last-second armed responses. In most cases, compliance and escape save more lives than resistance. In April 2025, an armed man entered a store and attempted to rob two female employees working behind the counter. To intimidate them and take control, he jumped over the counter and demanded money. Instead of panicking, the two women acted together, overpowering and restraining the suspect until the threat was neutralized. The robbery failed, and no serious injuries were reported. While teamwork and courage stopped the crime, experts warn that physically confronting an armed suspect is extremely dangerous. Weapons can discharge accidentally, and situations can escalate in seconds. Law enforcement professionals advise prioritizing distance, using physical barriers like counters or locked doors, and activating emergency alerts when possible. Security cameras, panic buttons, and training on de-escalation offer safer protection than direct physical resistance. Personal safety should always outweigh property protection. This footage shows a man attempting to carjack two women at gunpoint. After forcing them out of the vehicle, he tried to drive away. Suddenly, another individual intervened and fired shots, immediately stopping the attacker and ending the threat. The victims were able to escape unharmed. Although the intervention prevented further harm, experts stress that gunfire in public spaces carries severe risks. Missed shots, ricochets, or mistaken targets can seriously injure innocent people nearby. For untrained civilians, authorities strongly advise avoiding armed confrontation whenever possible. If faced with a carjacking, the safest options are compliance, creating distance, and moving to a secure location before contacting law enforcement. Vehicles and belongings can be replaced. Lives cannot. In June 2022 in Yemen, an armed robber entered a small shop and aimed a gun directly at the owner, expecting fear and compliance. The situation escalated instantly when the owner, already prepared, reacted and stopped the threat before the robbery could continue. The incident ended quickly, but it highlights how dangerous armed confrontations inside shops can be. Confined spaces, nearby customers, and limited escape routes mean even a few seconds of gunfire can place innocent people at serious risk. Security experts consistently warn that shootouts inside commercial spaces are extremely unpredictable. The safest approach during an armed robbery is usually compliance, using reinforced counters or barriers, installing silent alarms, limiting accessible cash, and ensuring fast police response. Preparation should focus on prevention and survival, not confrontation. In April 2020, a group of robbers targeted people waiting at a bus stop, stealing valuables during a sudden attack. As one of the robbers attempted to flee, he unexpectedly collapsed due to a medical emergency. His accomplices immediately abandoned everything they had taken and rushed to help him before fleeing the scene. The robbery ended without further harm, showing how quickly criminal situations can unravel in unexpected ways. While this outcome involved no confrontation, it reinforces an important lesson. Crime often carries consequences that no one can predict. For personal safety, experts advise staying alert in public areas, avoiding isolated locations when possible, traveling in groups, and keeping valuables discreet. If a robbery occurs, compliance and awareness are safer than resistance. Quick reporting to authorities helps prevent future incidents and keeps communities safer. In February 2018 in the United States, a man entered a store intending to rob the cashier. As he reached for his handgun to threaten her, the weapon slipped from his hand and fell onto the counter. The sudden mistake shifted the situation immediately. The cashier reacted quickly, gaining control of the moment, and the robber panicked and fled the store without taking anything. Although the robbery was stopped, experts strongly caution against handling firearms under extreme stress. Accidental discharges, misjudgment, or delayed reactions can easily turn fatal. Law enforcement professionals emphasize that civilians should prioritize personal safety, comply when threatened, avoid sudden movements, and contact authorities as soon as it is safe. Preventive measures like barriers, cameras, panic buttons, and staff training provide far safer protection than split-second physical reactions. Instead of panicking, she stayed calm and acted quickly. She discreetly hid her phone inside her umbrella and closed it before the suspects reached her. When the men searched her and found nothing of value, they abandoned the attempt and rode away. The woman then moved quickly to a safer area. This incident highlights how awareness and composure can prevent loss without confrontation. Security experts stress that avoiding attention, concealing valuables, and staying alert to suspicious behavior are often safer than resistance. If you sense danger, create distance, move toward populated areas, and seek help immediately. Remaining calm and observant can significantly reduce risk during unexpected encounters. In February 2022 in Chile, a motorist found himself trapped on a narrow one-way bridge when robbers blocked the road with their vehicle. As the suspects stepped out and approached, the driver realized escape options were extremely limited. Acting fast, he accelerated and forced his way past the blocking car, causing the suspects to flee and abandon the robbery attempt. While this escape prevented harm, experts warn that high-stress decisions in confined spaces can be extremely dangerous. Collisions, loss of control, or injuries to bystanders are real risks. Drivers are advised to avoid isolated routes when possible, keep doors locked, stay alert, and contact authorities immediately if threatened. Escape should only be attempted when there is no safer alternative. In November 2021 on Cannon Street in the United Kingdom, a disguised robber entered a store armed and attempted to intimidate the cashier. When the robbery did not go as planned, frustration took over, and the suspect became aggressive. In a moment of chaos, the cashier reacted defensively, pushing a nearby product rack toward the attacker. The disruption forced the robber to retreat and flee the store. Although the incident ended without serious injury, experts strongly caution against physical resistance during armed robberies. Confrontations greatly increase the risk of harm. Law enforcement recommends compliance, de-escalation, and reliance on security measures such as cameras, protective barriers, panic buttons, and rapid police response to protect lives. In Brazil, two thieves riding a motorcycle targeted a man walking alone along the roadside, assuming he would be an easy victim. As they slowed down to act, a nearby driver noticed the suspicious behavior unfolding. Acting quickly, the driver used his vehicle to interrupt the attempt, forcing the thieves to abandon their plan and flee on foot. The robbery ended instantly, and the victim escaped unharmed. While this intervention helped in the moment, authorities warn that using vehicles or direct force against criminals can be extremely dangerous. Unexpected movements, crashes, or escalation can put everyone at risk. Experts advise prioritizing personal safety, avoiding confrontation when possible, and reporting suspicious activity to authorities rather than intervening directly.